Welcome to Rauta's Black Metal Reviews. This time we have a band from Germany, and the band called in question is YounA with the album called Zornvlouch. Not entirely sure how that is to be pronounced, but nevertheless, here we have a black vinyl here for review, two sides, and obviously the covers in plastic wrapping. Here you have the cover, some tracks all over the place, and even more so inside we have this interesting folding lyrics sheet, which then again folds just nicely with these statues. And then we have a sort of a artist image here with a kind of a cross, some spikes around the arm and so forth. This is how it looks. Let's take a look at the band's Metal Archive site and the band's Bandcamp site while I tell you a little bit about this project. As you can see, the band is relatively new, so there is not much of a discography to be told. Basically one EP per this one, and it's a one that I haven't heard. What it shows here, a member list, just one member who is or has been in many other bands. As you can see, some of them not purely black metal, but extreme metal nevertheless. And here we have the track list of the album. And this is an interesting case because while there is other lists, other formats, versions listed here, it's all in analog format. Just tape and a couple of vinyl versions. This being, I guess, the basic limited edition. It here says limited special edition also, but that's it. So in case you just happen to be a lover of CD format, it seems that it's not available, at least for the time being. And here you have the track list with some 38 minutes of total length. That is obviously here available on Bandcamp site, so you can just listen to the music and figure out whether or not this is your cup of tea. In my opinion, this is actually quite a good album. It's an interesting mix of this more kind of a spiritual parts, if you wish, which then again, having those choirs and all, kind of remind me a little bit of what Batushka was doing with their music. I mean, there are different Batushkas, but let's not stick to that. This is the kind of music when you have these church choirs or whatever boy choirs they are to create this kind of a church-like feeling. This is then accompanied with riffs from various styles, overall being kind of a aggressive, violent, fast tempo black metal with somewhat of a lo-fi type of sound and production in general. It's not really that raw, but it's definitely on the rawer side than being on the kind of a mainstream and clean and nice and all that stuff. But the good thing is with this kind of production that it's still kind of a dirty, and it doesn't mean it gets too mushy or just, unclear, so to say. So in my opinion, it's actually quite good of a job, because this is kind of a black metal that totally deserves this kind of a dirtier, kind of a cavern feeling. So it sounds like it's done in some basement or maybe a garage, and it's certain kind of a dirty, unclean feeling. Now, most of the time this band seems to be putting this fast tempo all over the place, and it could get a little bit tiresome unless there were this, a little bit of varieties. It kind of a points where the album kind of shifts towards a different direction, which then again, in my opinion, works for the favor of the album. Just when you're about to feel like, okay, this is enough, it kind of changes the momentum to slower parts, and even these kind of a partially moi type of riffing where it gets a little bit different mood. And overall it's kind of a dark, and I don't know if it's really sinister, but definitely aggressive and violent. Now, all these different elements being listed here, I think YounA has been able to put out an interesting album. The overall is very balanced, but it's not too sticky in a way of, being catchy. So in my opinion, this is not so much a riff-driven album, or at least in the terms of single riffs being kind of standing out from the rest. Nor it isn't a album which is just filled with some of the better songs and the rest of being just kind of a filler material, but like overall very consistent in style. And I guess that's a good thing for most of us. But those who are wondering or hoping for kind of individual songs to stand out and, being the captivating things, it's not really present. So is this a great and most memorable album of the year? Definitely not. But is this a good album for summer 2020 in terms of black metal? Most definitely. So what I urge you to do is check out the links provided in the description box, which is basically the Bandcamp link, and then some Facebook info for people who want to click the like button and become a fan of the band. So go for a listen, and in case you like it, remember that supporting your favorite artist by buying a physical product, that's the thing to do. Thank you for watching this review. See you soon, and if you have any questions or comments, put them on the box below and I'll get back to you.